Hello, hello. It is 5:29. We are going to start our little headstand workshop in about a minute. We're going to wait for some friends to join in. It's going to be a great evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. So welcome to the Tuesday workshop. Just a minute to go, and we will be ready to kick it off. All right, got a couple friends here. We are almost ready. It's almost 5:30, so get your mat ready, get a glass of water, bottle of water, and we'll start very shortly. All right, it is 5:30. Welcome to Tuesday. This is a new thing. I have not done this before, but I taught a headstand class this morning. At the end of class, I had some folks who got into headstand really well and some who they almost did and they were so close. And I thought, you know what? We need a recording of a headstand workshop because once you get the body warmed up, if you can't quite access the headstand, access the inversion, you sure want a chance to do it later. And so we're going to spend about 20, 25 minutes here together today. We're going to flow, we're going to work, we're going to engage that core, and then we're going to find our way into Dolphin Pose, and eventually we're going to work toward a headstand, a supported headstand. So whether you've ever done a headstand or not, does not matter. And I want to share with you this concept of what your yoga journey does for you. We are going to tap into some things that maybe we haven't done before, but it is not a place for fear, and it is not a place for judgment. It's just a time to know where are you on the path today. So think of it that way, and it's going to be a fabulous experience. Let's come to our mats. So we're going to keep our mats long. I want you to have access to a wall toward the end of our time together because we're going to use the wall, like I said, for the supported part of our headstand. So find your way to the top of the mat. We're going to integrate and warm up the core all from standing. So no time for sitting today. Stand tall. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Your feet are about a fist apart, stacked right under your heel or right under your hips. Your hips are stacked under your shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide, energetically hanging alongside your arms. And whatever you've been dealing with today, I want you to let it go. And let's take a big inhale, sweep those arms up. Here we go. Rise up with the arms. Gaze goes to the ceiling. Hands meet. Exhale, draw them down slowly. Take it up again. Inhale, big sweep. Hands meet at the top. Exhale, bring them down. Let's go twice more. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, draw it down. One more, up and down. Hands alongside you. This next time we're going to fold. We're going to ease our way in kind of quickly into our sun salutations. Get that core warmed up. Get the arms ready. Here we go. Sweep it up. And as your hands come together, exhale, hinge and fold. Bow down, hips are lifting, arms are hanging. Your knees can be bent, but I want your head to hang down. Your feet are firmly rooted to the ground, and whether your hands touch, that does not matter. I just need you folding, allowing that chest to draw toward the thighs, hips lifting toward the ceiling. Woo, it feels good to have your head down below your heart. A couple more breaths right here. And then I want you to slide your hands onto your shins. Look up halfway as you inhale. Make that flat back from the neck, down the spine. And now bend the knees, take the hands down. And we're not going to step back to plank. We're going to step back to tabletop. So right shin down, left shin down. So from here, we're going to roll through cat-cow and come into down dog. So it's going to be cow, cat, down dog. And we're going to do a few rotations of that. Spine's going to warm up, so are the wrists. So let's look at your hands. Big inhale, drop the belly, start to look up. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Little baby down dog right here. Drop those knees, uncurl your toes as you inhale. Look up. You want deep, long breaths. And then exhale, chin to the chest, tuck the toes, lift the knees, down dog. Drop those knees, uncurl the toes, lift into cow, look up. Exhale, chin to the chest, lift into the little baby down dog right here. Let's do it twice more. Drop those knees. Start to look up as you inhale. Cow pose. Exhale, chin to the chest, arch the back, and then lift the hips, down dog. Last time, drop those knees. Inhale to cow. Exhale, chin to the chest, back arches, and then we lift those knees, down dog, and hold here. Let's take the hips up as high as we can. If you need to keep your knees bent, you keep them bent. Heels can be up, heels can be down. It's your choice. I want your gaze on your feet and your fingers spread wide. So you can't see them, but feel them on the mat. Spread nice and wide. Breathe here. Couple more. And now we're going to work on getting the core a little more warmed up. So we're staying in down dog and we're going to crunch. So we're bringing the right knee to the nose. Here we go. Right knee to the nose. Hold. Hover. Put it back. Twice more on the right. Here we go. Right knee to the nose. Hover. And put it back. Once more. Right knee to the nose. Hover. And put it back. Hips lifting. We're going to rest those wrists in just a second. So let's do the left. Left knee to the nose. Hover. And put it back. Twice more. Here we go. Hover. And we're back. And knee to the nose. And we're back. One big breath here. Inhale. Then as you exhale, take the eyes to the hands. Step your feet forward or walk them up, whatever you can do. Hands on the shins. Half lift. And now we fold. Keep the hands off the ground. Let the arms hang. And roll those wrists outward. Into circles. Down dog is a little taxing on the wrist as we warm up the core. Now roll them inside. Circles the opposite way. And now bend those knees. And on the inhale, sweep up and rise. Hands meet. Exhale, draw it down. So that was kind of a little modified baby sun salutation. Shoulders should be warm. Core's warming up. Hands, fingers, wrist, all of it. Let's keep going. Stand tall. We are working our way to the best inversion that we've got. So look straight ahead. Shoulders are back. Smile. And here we go. Inhale up. Hands come together. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands to your shins. Look up halfway. Hands to the mat. Fingers always spread wide. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Let's come into high plank. Hold here. Try to keep your knees up if you can. If you need to drop, you take them down. And we're going to roll from high plank to forearm plank. So if your hips are really lifting up, try to start to lower them. And begin to slowly bring the right forearm down and the left. We're still on the balls of our feet. And now we're in forearm plank. Let's take 5 breaths here. And 3. 1 more. Drop those knees, push your hips back to your heels, and take a child's pose. Find your balasana, child's pose. Forehead comes down, chest is collapsing toward those thighs. Steady your breath, and let your forehead come down, reconnecting you to the earth. Right there, that third eye, that intention, your intuition, your insight, everything right there. Mind is clear. 2 more breaths. Slowly come back up. We got to finish this sun sal. So if you remember, we were in a plank. So you're in tabletop. From here, send the right leg back, send the left leg back. We've got our first chaturanga coming up. So fingers are spread wide. If you need to put your knees down, put them down. Everybody, bend the elbows toward the ribs, lower the body, flip your feet over, and then inhale, look straight ahead, cobra. Chest is lifting, chin is parallel to the earth, you are breathing. Tuck those toes, and on your next exhale, push to the knees, lift the hips, down dog. When you lift, take that little half step in, and then pedal out those heels. Couple more pedals. And then take the eyes to the hands, step the feet forward, one at a time, or walk them up. Hands to the shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, rise up. Exhale down, back to mountain pose. Woo, shake it all out. Let's face the long side of our mat. We're not done with sun sals. We're gonna throw in a little inversion right here to get us going. Legs as wide as you can get them. Toes are pointing toward the long side of the mat. Take your arms out into a T. Once the arms are extended, inhale, look up, lift your chest. And as you keep your back flat, let's exhale, forward fold. Arms just keep hanging out on the sides. And as the head comes down, then the arms follow. So your hands come onto the mat, or maybe onto the shins, and then take your gaze behind you, so look through your legs. Once you're here, I want you to breathe. Just look through your legs. This is just like that forward fold, just like down dog. We're working our way into these inversions. Getting ourselves upside down, which honestly helps us to get ourselves right side up again. Clearing your head, letting all that stress go. 2 more breaths here. And then wherever your hands are, on the shins or on the mat, put them behind your back, clasp your fingers. And then as you inhale, start to come up, use those arms, pull the shoulders back, lift, and let's heel toe our feet in. Heel toe. And then release the arms. Shake it out. Come back to the top of the mat. All righty, we're gonna add in sun salutation B. We're gonna throw in a little chair, a little warrior one, really getting the spine healthy. What I want you to think about when you get to warrior one, it's not so much what the core and the legs are doing. I want you to think about the neck. And as we look up to warrior one, I want you to feel the extension of your neck. Because when we try to find our way to headstand, we want our neck to be long. We don't want to scrunch everything together. We want length. So here we go. Stand tall, look straight ahead. Chair comes first. Inhale, arms straight up overhead, palms face each other. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Once you're here, tuck your tailbones. You notice your butt kind of sticks out? Tuck it in just a bit. That's going to protect the low back. Quads are engaged. Let's breathe here. And then start to put the weight on the left foot. Knees are still bent. Lift the right and hold. Just pull that knee up. Ooh, engage that core as you balance. Slowly lower the right. Put the weight there. Knees are still bent. Lift the left. One-legged chair right here. Utkatasana. This is your power pose. You strengthen the low back. Strengthen the abdominals. Put that foot back down. Knees are still bent. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Hinge forward. Hands on the shins, half lift. Take the hands down, step back to plank. We're going to go through our flow here. We're going to meet in down dog. So drop the knees or not, it's your choice. But gently push forward. Bend those elbows toward the ribs, flipping your feet into cobra or maybe to up dog. Straight ahead. And then tuck those toes, lift your hips. Find your way to down dog. And we're going to float between down dog and plank. And when I tell you the only thing I want you to move are your eyes, you'll understand as we start. So we're going to go eyes on the feet for down dog, eyes on the hands for plank. And then we'll hinge the rest of the body with the eyes. So you're looking at your feet. Fingers are spread wide. Now look at your hands, float forward to plank. Now look at your feet. Push those hips up, down dog. Look at your hands, float forward to plank. Look at the feet, push back to down dog. 3 more times. Hands, plank. Feet, down dog. Twice more. Eyes on the hands, plank. Eyes on the feet, down dog. 1 more. Plank and down dog. You did it. This time, eyes on the hands, but bring the feet with you. Step it forward. Hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Grab you a drink if you've got one and you need one. And we are ready to get out on the mat. It's going to be great. So we're gonna work a little bit with dolphin. And then I'm gonna scooch my mat closer to the wall, and you're welcome to do that as well. I encourage you, even if headstand's already in your practice, it's really nice to use the wall as your support because number one, it reminds you what props are for. Because it does you no good to lift your legs into a headstand if you're crunching your neck, or if you're putting a curve in your back. Or I could go on and list all the things we don't want to do. So I want you to get used to using your props to make the poses more accessible and truly to work on your form and alignment. But first, dolphin, and we don't need a wall just yet. So here we go. Come to all fours. Dolphin looks a lot like down dog, but what we do is we make a little tripod with our arms, okay? And sometimes when we're in dolphin, our head stays off the mat, but today we're keeping it on the mat because it's gonna help us get ready for headstand. And when I talk about your head, I mean the crown, the top of our head, the flat part, that's what's coming to the mat, all righty? So here we are, all fours. Take the forearms down to the mat, and I want you to clasp your hands together. So you're kind of making like a little pocket. And then scoot your knees up ever so slightly because we gotta get our head down. So I want you to put your crown of the head on the mat and then let the hands kind of cup the back of your head. So it's like your head is resting in those hands and the crown is resting on the mat, not the forehead, the crown. Once you're there, let's work our way into dolphin. So tuck the toes like we're gonna go to a down dog. Crown of the head does not move. I know your chin's probably touching your chest almost right here. But hang on, that's all about to change. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, lift the knees, come into your dolphin. Looks like you just lifted a down dog. Keep the heels up. And then take a little tiny step in, only about an inch or two. And I want you to feel the forearms on the ground, the crown of the head on the ground, and the balls of the feet. That's it. Well, and the pinkies probably. We're going to get used to this feeling of having our head on the ground. And I want you to notice your neck. Remember I said that. Notice the neck. And actually I said notice it in Warrior 1 and then I skipped Warrior 1. But that is totally fine because here we are. Sometimes I get too excited and ahead of myself. We're going to be all right. Keep holding. One more breath. And I'll drop the knees, untuck the toes, rise up. And now let's roll the neck. Roll it to the left, to the back, to the right, and front. And reverse. To the right, to the back, to the left, to the front. Last time. Left, back, right, front. All righty. If your neck felt like it was crunching up, I really need to think about keeping the shoulders down. Same as when you're in mountain pose. You keep those shoulders away from your ears. Do the same thing even though we're upside down. All right, here we go. Take those hands, put them together. On the mat. One more little dolphin, and then we're going to scooch by the wall. Take your head. Crown goes down. Hands cup the back of the head. Remember, not the forehead, the crown. Tuck those toes, and the balls of the feet are what's on the mat. When you're ready, inhale deeply. And then as you exhale, let all the breath out, lift those hips and find your dolphin right here. Again, crown of the head, balls of the feet, forearms. Maybe you take a little step in, try to send the hips a little higher. Keep your heels up. Breathe. And lower the knees, untuck the toes, come up. And I want us to actually add in that Warrior 1 that I skipped because I think it's going to be super important for our neck. So we're still on our shins. We're not going to do anything with the legs. I just want the Warrior arms. Take the arms overhead, steeple grip. So your pointer fingers are going up. Your biceps are framing your ears. And now inhale, lift those fingers and tip the head back until you can see your thumbs. Breathe right here. Notice how your shoulders are drawing away from you as those fingers go up high. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, keep the hands here. Begin to fold the chest onto the thighs, all the way forward, kind of like a little half tortoise. So the hands are still in steeple grip. Let the head hang in between the arms. Right here. This is a little bit of a recovery. Head is hanging. Neck is released. You are breathing. And then as you inhale, come up, keep the arms engaged. Back to those warrior one arms, head tips back, look at your thumbs. And notice now your belly. Pull those fingers up a little higher. Feel that abdominals just engage and lengthen and strengthen. That's what's going to help us lift in the headstand. Release the steeple grip, hands to prayer, bring them down. And let's scooch close to the wall. So I'm going to scooch so you can see everything from the side. You are welcome to watch and then move by your wall or change your beat, whatever you need to do, because I want us to use the wall. Even if you can lift without it, I want you to work on form today. All right? So here we go. We're looking at the wall. And the way I describe the wall as our prop is I usually want to be about an arm's length. So see, I'm too far. Let me come up a little closer. Now I can touch it. That's about how far. Just because of the length of my arms, this is what I need to have right here. So we start off with that little dolphin. The first thing we'll do is find dolphin, and then we're going to work on getting our spine to touch the wall. All right? So make the little tripod with your hands. And this time, if you have a baseboard or whatever it is at the bottom of the wall, that's what the back of your hand touches. The fingers touch that baseboard or whatever that base is for you. And then kind of scoot your knees back just a bit and put the head down. So the crown of the head is on the ground. The back of the head is pushing into those hands, and the hands are pushing into that wall. That's your stability. Once you're here, tuck your toes. We're not lifting the legs yet, so don't worry. Inhale deeply. And as you let the air out, lift those hips. Pull them up. Take a step in, still on the balls of the feet. And then maybe another step until you feel your spine touch the wall. Oh, just feel it. Stay up on the balls of the feet. Spine is on the wall. Forearms are rooted down. And you are breathing. Notice the difference here of how the neck feels by using that wall as a support. That's what I'm telling you. Using the wall doesn't mean you can't do a headstand without it. It means you're going to take care of the parts you need to take care of. 2 more breaths right here. Bring the knees down. Untuck the toes. Come up. Release the hands. And then tell yourself, there is no room in yoga for failure. So no matter if one leg comes up or 2 legs or both or neither, there's no room in yoga for failure. You can't fail at this. You can't do it wrong. We've taken care of our form and our alignment and the body parts that are important, especially our neck. You can't fail at this. Tell yourself that. All right, here we go. Hands together. Put them up against that baseboard. Put your head down, crown on the mat, back of the head pushing into the hands. Tuck those toes. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, lift those hips and take a little step until your spine touches the wall. And then I want you to decide which leg you're going to keep down, which leg you're going to bring up first. Sometimes it's your dominant leg, sometimes you just kind of go with it. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to bend one while the other one stays, and we start to kick up. And once you do, let your heels come to the wall. Your butt's going to probably want to touch, but let's try to keep our butt and our spine stacked over our shoulders, and all that's touching are our heels. And now I need you to breathe. Imagine those toes are reaching up at the ceiling. You're lengthening through your neck. If you're still trying, you pop up, you pop down, you do whatever you've got. Try to hold the headstand for 5 breaths if you can. Remember, there's no room in yoga for failure. You can't fail at this. And then gently take one foot, press it on the wall, and let the other come down. And come back up. Oh, let the blood flow. We're going to do it one more time. And let me tell you, I don't have scientific evidence to back this up, but it is impossible to be mad at someone or frustrated or feel doubt or scared or fear, any of those things when you're in an inversion. There's something, I'm sure it's biological, I'm sure it's connected to some chemical thing that I don't quite understand, but I know how it makes me feel. And when I'm upside down, the stress just pours out of me. And I do believe it's because the crown of my head, that's the spot of your piece, is finally allowed to connect back to the earth, and the stress just leaves because you're anchored. And instead of always relying on your feet, you're going to be anchored through your crown, which means you are anchored in peace. Again, I don't have scientific evidence to back it up, but I'm telling you that's how it makes me feel. It's pretty fantastic. Let's do it one more time, and then we're going to cool it down. Here we go. Hands up against the baseboard. Crown on the ground. Back of the head in the hands. When you're ready, let's tuck those toes. Inhale deeply. Let all that air out as you lift those hips. And then take a step in until your back touches the wall. And for some of you, maybe you're staying right here. Maybe you decided this is enough. You just work on lengthening through that neck. Or maybe you just want to keep trying to kick off. Like you're trying to get a head start on kicking, and maybe it doesn't happen for you, but you keep trying. Either way, whatever you're doing, one leg goes at a time, or you stay down. And once they're up, it's just the heels that touch the wall. I want my shoulders stacked under my hips. I want my hips stacked under my ankles. My neck is long, and I'm going to stay here for 5 full breaths. Three more. Every bit of yuckiness is leaving my physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional selves. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. One foot flat, other foot comes down. I rise up, and I release. Oh, and I feel good. Let's have a seat on your mat. Cross your legs. We're going to roll that neck just a few times, and then we're going to close it out. So sit up tall. Let the head roll to the left. Roll back. Roll to the right. Roll forward. Let's go the other way. Roll to the right. Back. Left. Forward. Last time to the left. Back. Right. And forward. I want you to take your forearms, put them on the mat in front of you, or on the ground probably. You can either keep the legs crossed, or you can put your feet together in butterfly. Whatever flexibility you've got. I'm going to keep mine just right here in Sukhasana. Put your forearms on the mat, and now bow your head down and let the head hang. Oh, you have worked that neck. Hopefully you've also extended it enough that the stress that sometimes our shoulders create. We sit on the computer, we hold that device, shoulders get hunched up, the stress comes into the neck, into our head, into our mind, and our perspective gets really, really skewed. A couple more cleansing breaths right here. Slowly inhale and roll up. And as you do, take your hands alongside you. Let's close it out. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands come down. Put them rest in prayer and close your eyes. And remember, there is no place in yoga for failure. No place in yoga for judgment. Those things stay off your mat. There's plenty of that in the world. When we come here, we are on a journey. And every day, we're on our mat. We learn a little bit more about ourselves. And the number one thing I want you to learn about you in headstand is not how much your legs can lift and you can flip upside down. I want you to learn about grace. And sometimes the body cooperates and sometimes it does not. And sometimes it cooperates partially. But I want you to learn grace. Same grace that I felt when I realized we'd skipped a warrior one. You know what? We skipped a warrior one. Everything's going to be all right. Because we're on our mats and we are breathing. Best of all, we are whole. And with that, I'll leave you with namaste. All right. Little headstand workshop for you. If you were with me this morning and this is twice today for you, then whoo, nicely done. This is actually going to record. You can access it anytime. So practice your headstand, y'all. Inversions. That's where it's at. The world may have other ideas to clear stress, but I'm telling you, inversions, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Have a great evening. Have a great day. Namaste.